always be content in God's will. Look, I ain't on no, you know what I mean? Because honestly, that's not always easy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not always easy trusting God. You know, because He say, my thoughts aren't your thoughts, my ways aren't your ways. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's hard, but we have to trust Him. You know, especially like there's times when we get a word from God, or we feel like we get a word from God, and He's speaking to something specific, but we think it's to something else. So then we lean on that. We lean on our own understanding and assume that He was talking about this, or He was talking about that. And when that moment comes where it's like boom, like now it's everything about to be different. Everything is about to change. And then when that moment come and pass, it's like, dang, like I thought, you know what I mean? And it just, we find ourselves becoming like discouraged and low in spirit because we just thought this was that moment. You know what I mean? Like we just knew that this was going to change everything, and we place our hope in that because we thought, we assumed, you know what I mean? And it just get difficult. Like it get real challenging. And that's kind of like what I just woke up, like what I just woke up on. You know what I mean? I'm like, dang, like God, why am I feeling like this? Like, why am I feeling like so, like, low in spirit, or whatever, and which what led to this message right now, because He told me, like, it's because, you're feeling a bit disappointed. You thought it was, you know what I mean? And I'm like, it makes sense, and it started giving me like, other things, and it's just kind of hard to like be encouraged when you feeling discouraged, when you just knew this was that moment, you know what I mean? And that moment is not what that is, but what God told me, just continue to trust me, so be content in God's will and just do everything you can, and do everything you can to trust Him in spite of, like, trust Him, like, even though things are the way they are, know that He got it under control, so, and try not to lean to your own understanding and what you think, assume, or feel how something should be, transpire, or should go down, like, because oftentimes we get mad at God, but honestly we disappoint ourselves with assuming and leaning to our own understanding, and why He tells us not to lean to our own understanding, because we make decisions based on what we think, and it could be contrary to God's will. We get our feelings all wrapped up in, what the outcome, or what we hope the outcome will be, and when it don't, then it's like we find ourselves discouraged and just ready to give up, but don't give up. And finally, I was this past Sunday I was at church, and because I'm a part of a small group, and man, it's a trip, because the guy that's leading the small group, he gave an example of where he told us a story that, like, he took some kids on a bus to Dallas Life Foundation, downtown Dallas, and he said when they was on the bus, they was all all hyped, on material like things, and he said when he took them to the shelter, like he seen like kids, you know what I mean, like just how it was, everything, just everything. And he said when they got back on the bus, like he said it was quiet. Like it ain't said a word. So he like, you know, I mean, everything's good. How was it? You know, and they had a few questions because they never experienced that. You know what I mean? Like firsthand, at least. I don't know if they heard about it or seen it on TV or whatever. For like, families that doesn't have the material things, you know, that we have. And that's I don't know how to explain that part of it. Like I don't want to put it out there like, you know, like they're not blessed, or, you know, I don't even like to say less fortunate. I don't even like to say that, so I'm not gonna say that. If you want to call it that, then, you know, that's up to you. But you get my drift. So he explained to them whatever, and, you know, he just saying like, you know, like wow, that was a humbling experience. And he gave the example of, we're in the book of Ecclesiastes. He gave the example of, like, oftentimes we compare up, we don't compare down. You know, we look, like, for example, social media, like we see what's going on social media, and we want what we see, or, you know, comparing ourselves to that situation, and we want that or whatever. Like we compare up, but we never compare down. And it was in that moment, instantly, it came to me. I'm like, that's crazy. So that's the fine line of being grateful and not being grateful. Like when we compare up, we find ourselves being ungrateful for what we have because we want more. We feel like we deserve more. Like we compare up. We compare up. So, you know, like, yeah, like I said, we find ourselves ungrateful. That was weird. That's a wild street. We find ourselves ungrateful, you know, when we compare up. But then when we compare down, you know, then it's like we find ourselves grateful. So being content in God's will, we have to always remember to remain grateful, to be grateful. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not encouraging to like compare down, look at other people so you can find yourself grateful for what you have and where you are in life. But just always remember that it's individuals who, you know, who don't have it as good as you do. Always remember that, and that also helps us, you know, be content in God's will when we're grateful. So find your place of gratefulness and try not to be ungrateful for the things that you wish you had or what God promised you. He got you. Just continue to walk with him. Just continue to trust him, you know, live for him and do his will, and just allow those things to come when it's time, because whatever God have for you, it is for you, you know. And, you know, you walk with him. His promises are true. Whatever he promised, he will grant. But be patient and just always seek him and seek to do his will. And, you know, in due time, those things will come. But ultimately, it's not about that. Yeah, we want to, you know, a better way of living. We want, you know, things to, you know, go well for us. So, I mean, nothing wrong with that. You know, just like I said, just trust God. He said, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. His promises are true. Bank on that. But you going to him just so you can receive, just so you can get, you're going to be disappointed again. I'm going to be disappointed. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, just trust God, delight yourself in you know, in him, and he'll give you the desires of your heart. Be grateful. Try not to lean to your own understanding. Be content in God's will always. I love you guys. Stay blessed.